The Way of Tea, a spiritual ceremony in Zen traditions. In the quietude of a Zen monastery, amidst the verdant embrace of nature, there is an art so profound that it transcends the mere act of drinking tea. It is the spiritual ceremony known as the Way of Tea. This practice, deeply rooted in Zen Buddhism, is not just about the tea, nor is it simply about the ceremony. It is a manifestation of wisdom, a dance of mindfulness, and a symphony of the present that we are privileged to experience. Let us begin by understanding that the Way of Tea is a form of meditation, a discipline that invites us to awaken to the present. It is said that in the act of preparing and partaking in tea, we are offered a mirror to our own being. The tea reflects back to us the states of our mind and the openness of our heart. How does the tea taste when your mind is cluttered? How does it feel when your heart is open? The preparation of the space for the tea ceremony is an act of reverence, a way of honoring the sacredness of the gathering. Each motion is intentional, each item placed with care, and each step is a testament to the importance of the moment. The space becomes a sanctuary, a bastion of peace in a world that is often chaotic. In the Way of Tea, every tool used is treated with respect, as if it were alive. The tea whisk, the bowl, the scoop, each holds a story, each a vessel of the ceremony's spirit. Do you see how every object in your life could be endowed with such significance? Could it be that everything you touch is deserving of the same care, the same attention? The water used in the tea ceremony is not just water. It represents the fluidity of life, the source that nourishes and sustains us. As it comes to a boil, listen to the symphony of the bubbles, the different pitches signaling the water's readiness. Can you attune your ear to the nuances of life's transformations with the same sensitivity? Now consider the tea leaves, once vibrant and full of life, now dried and awaiting reawakening with the water's touch. They remind us of the cycles of life, growth, decay, and rebirth. As they unfurl and release their essence, they ask of us what in our lives is waiting to be reawakened. When preparing the tea, the Zen practitioner moves with a grace that is a meditation in itself. Each gesture is full and complete, nothing wasted, nothing hurried. In this, we are shown the way to approach our actions with mindfulness and intention. Can our everyday actions be infused with such presence? The act of serving the tea is one of selflessness, a gesture of hospitality that says, "You are important." It is an offering of one's heart, a shared experience that forges a silent bond between host and guest. When we serve others in our lives, do we do so with the same spirit of generosity? Drinking the tea, we are encouraged to do so with full awareness, savoring each sip, feeling the warmth that spreads through our bodies. It is an intimate encounter with the tea and with ourselves. In this moment of savoring, are we fully tasting the richness of our experiences, or are we gulping down the moments without thought? The Way of Tea is a ceremony of interconnection. The tea, the water, the tools, the participants, all are interconnected, each an indispensable part of the whole. This reflects the interbeing of all life. We, like the elements of the tea ceremony, are intertwined with the fabric of existence. How do we honor our connection to the whole? The silence within the ceremony allows for a profound dialogue, not with words, but with the language of being. In this silence, we can hear the deepest truths that resonate within. It is in the quiet moments that wisdom often speaks the loudest. Are we creating enough silence in our lives to hear the whispers of truth? The Way of Tea is also a practice of impermanence. Each ceremony is unique, never to be replicated. Just like the tea that changes with each brewing, so too do we change from moment to moment. Can we embrace the beauty of impermanence in our lives, letting go of the desire to hold on to what is fleeting? As we conclude this first part of our exploration into the way of tea, let us carry with us the awareness of the ceremony's depth and the questions it poses to our spirit. The way of tea is more than a ceremony. It is a way of life, offering us lessons on how to live with intention, reverence, and interconnection. The infusion of spirit, the meditative gestures in the way of tea. As we resume our exploration into the heart of the way of tea, we turn our attention to the meditative aspects of this ancient practice. In the quietude that pervades the tea room, we are invited to partake in a silent communion with the present moment. This is where the tea becomes not just a beverage but a medium of Zen, an infusion of spirit. Consider the tea master, who embodies the principles of Zen with every pour and every stir. The mastery lies not in the perfection of technique but in the absolute presence brought to each motion. The tea master knows that each movement is a testament to the practice, an opportunity to align with the flow of life. What can this level of mastery teach us about the potential for presence in our own daily tasks? In the Zen tradition, the concept of wabi-sabi celebrates the beauty of imperfection and transience. The tea room, with its simple and unadorned aesthetics, reflects this philosophy. The utensils are often rustic, and the decor is understated, all to highlight the natural beauty that emerges from asymmetry and simplicity. This aesthetic asks us to consider where we might be clinging to false ideals of perfection in our lives. Can we find beauty in the imperfections that we often strive to conceal? The temperature of the tea must be just right, not too hot, not too cold, mirroring the middle way taught by the Buddha, a path of moderation away from the extremes. It is a reminder that balance does not mean stagnation, but is a dynamic point of harmony between opposing forces. In what ways might we seek out a middle way in our own life's pursuits, avoiding the extremes that so often lead to dissatisfaction? The way of tea teaches us to be fully engaged in the experience, leaving no room for distraction. The mind is focused on the tea, the body is anchored in the posture of sitting, and the heart is open to the exchange of energy that occurs. This level of engagement is a practice in itself. It begs the question, how might our interactions change if we brought this degree of engagement to our conversations, our work, our relationships? In the sharing of tea, there is also the practice of humility. The tea room is a great equalizer. Status and titles are left at the door, and all who enter are simply human, participants in the shared human experience. This humbling aspect is a gentle nudge to shed the layers of ego that we wrap ourselves in. How might our view of the world and ourselves change if we were to approach each day with a similar humility? The Zen principle of Ichigo Ichie, often translated as one time, one meeting, is at the core of the way of tea. It is the understanding that each encounter is unique and will never occur again in the same way. This principle instills in us an appreciation for the now, an urgency to fully immerse ourselves in the present. How often do we let precious moments slip by, caught up in the past we cannot change or the future we cannot predict? As we sit with our tea, we are also encouraged to reflect on the nature of desire. The simplicity of the ceremony strips away the complexity of wants and leaves us with the purity of what is. In this space, we confront our desires head on. What is it that we truly thirst for? Is it possible that what we seek has been before us all along? The Way of Tea is a dance with nature. The leaves, once part of the living tea plant, are now participants in a ceremony that honors their journey. As we hold the tea in our hands, we are holding a piece of the earth, connected to the soil, the rain, and the sun. How might our relationship with our planet change if we saw the connection to nature in everything we consume? As this segment of our journey through the Way of Tea comes to a close, we carry with us the recognition of the meditative gestures that are interwoven with life's fabric. The ceremony is a microcosm of the universe, a space where we can practice the principles that guide a life of depth and meaning. It is an invitation to embody mindfulness, balance, and connection in every sip we take. Harmony in Stillness, the silent dialogue of tea and Zen. In this tranquil chapter of our journey through the Way of Tea, we immerse ourselves in the silent dialogue that unfolds between the tea, the practitioner, and the ineffable essence of Zen. Here, in the stillness of the ceremony, an unspoken conversation transpires, one that transcends words and taps into the essence of being. In the realm of Zen, silence is a teacher, an empty canvas inviting a spectrum of truths to be painted upon it. The tea ceremony, with its emphasis on quietude, provides a space for this silence to flourish. As the participants sit in the presence of one another, a shared understanding emerges, one that is often more profound than any verbal exchange. Have we considered the depth of understanding that can be reached without utterance, the wisdom that silence can impart? This silence extends to the inner realms, quieting the constant chatter of the mind. As we focus on the simple yet intricate acts of the ceremony, there is no room for the mind's distractions. We are offered a glimpse into the potential of a mind at rest, a mind that is both alert and at peace. In the stillness, we can encounter our true selves, unobstructed by the usual cacophony. How might our perception of self and the world shift if we cultivated such tranquility within? The Way of Tea is a celebration of the senses, heightened by the hush that envelops the room. We become attuned to the subtle nuances, the warmth of the bowl in our hands, the aroma of the tea, the taste that lingers on our tongue, and the soft sound of breaths taken in unison. This sensory awakening begs us to ask, are we fully experiencing the richness that life presents to our senses? Within the tea room, the Zen practitioner demonstrates the art of doing less to achieve more. Each action is carried out with the economy of movement, embodying the essence of simplicity. This is not simplicity for its own sake, but as a path to depth. It is an eloquent expression of the idea that what we omit often increases the significance of what we retain. How might our lives be transformed if we embrace the power of simplicity, discarding the superfluous to reveal the essential? The tea itself, once steeped and served, becomes a vehicle for inner warmth and comfort, a physical manifestation of hospitality and care. In this act of serving and receiving tea, there is a mutual exchange of compassion and gratitude. It is a reminder that the simplest acts can be the most profound, that in giving and receiving with a full heart, we experience the essence of community. Can we extend this sense of communal harmony beyond the tea room into the wider world? As the participants drink, they do so not in haste but with deliberate mindfulness, allowing the tea to linger, exploring its complexity. This is not indulgence but a deep appreciation for the present offering. It is a lesson in gratitude, in recognizing and valuing the abundance that is often overlooked. How often do we express genuine gratitude for the everyday miracles that sustain and enrich our lives? The shared silence of the ceremony also fosters a communal introspection. As each person turns inward, there is a collective journeying of the spirit. The tea room becomes a vessel of shared solitude, where the boundaries between self and other begin to blur. In this shared space of introspection, how might we find a deeper connection to those around us, a connection that honors both our individual journeys and our collective humanity? As the ceremony draws to a close, the silence remains, a lasting echo that resonates beyond the confines of the tea room. The participants carry this silence with them, a gentle reminder of the peace that can be found in stillness. The way of tea thus becomes a gateway to an inner sanctuary, accessible at any moment, in any place. What would it mean for us to create such sanctuaries within our own lives, oases of calm amidst the bustle? In this segment, we have contemplated the harmony found in the stillness of the way of tea and the silent dialogue that speaks volumes. As we move forward, let us hold on to the serenity that has enveloped us, the sense of unity that the ceremony fosters, and the profound insights that emerge when we allow ourselves the gift of silence. Echoes of infinity, the timeless wisdom woven through the leaves. As we reach the culmination of our serene passage through the way of tea, we are reminded that the journey itself is an echo of infinity, a practice steeped in timeless wisdom. The tea leaves, once nurtured by the earth, now serve as our guides, leading us to a place where past, present, and future coalesce into a singular, profound experience. In this concluding ceremony, we are invited to reflect upon the lessons imparted by the whispering leaves. The way of tea is not merely a ritualistic consumption of a beverage, but a gateway to deeper understanding and a harmonious way of being. It is a reminder that within the delicate veins of each leaf lies the history of the earth, the labor of those who have tended the fields, and the legacy of a tradition that has transcended generations. The way of tea, much like life itself, is a tapestry woven from threads of fleeting moments. We recognize that each encounter, each gesture, and each sip is a testament to impermanence, a characteristic of existence that, rather than inducing sorrow, can inspire a profound appreciation for the present. How might our lives unfold differently if we embrace the ephemeral nature of all things, finding joy in the dance of impermanence? Throughout this ceremony, we have engaged in a practice that is both a meditation and a celebration, an acknowledgement of the interconnectedness that binds us. As we savor the final drops of tea, we understand that the way of tea is an embodiment of interdependence. The water, the fire, the pottery, and the leaves are all participants in this dance of creation. Can we see the interdependence at play in our own lives, recognizing the myriad elements and energies that sustain us? The spirit of Zen, ever present in the ceremony, teaches us that enlightenment is not found in distant realms, but in the ordinary magic of our daily lives. The way of tea is a mirror, reflecting the Zen teaching that every act, no matter how small, holds the potential for awakening. What might we discover about our own path to enlightenment if we approached each day with the same reverence we give to the tea ceremony? The tea room has been a sanctuary, a place where time seems to stand still, allowing us to step out of the incessant march of hours and into a space of timelessness. As we prepare to leave this sanctuary, we carry with us the knowledge that the essence of this experience is not confined to a physical space. It is within us, a wellspring of tranquility that we can draw upon whenever we choose. How might our lives be transformed if we cultivated an inner tea room, a refuge of calm amid the chaos? In parting, the Way of Tea leaves us with a silent benediction, a call to live with intention, to find beauty in simplicity, and to cultivate harmony within ourselves and with the world around us. It implores us to listen to the echoes of infinity that resound in the quiet moments, the spaces between our thoughts, the pauses in our conversations, and the stillness of our hearts. Let us then step forward from this ceremony with a renewed sense of purpose, carrying the echoes of the wisdom we have encountered. May we walk gently upon the earth, mindful of the delicate balance that sustains us. May we live fully in each moment, embracing the impermanence that imbues our lives with meaning. And may the Way of Tea, with its profound simplicity and silent teachings, continue to guide us on our journey through the tapestry of life,